your interest in your fair daughter Elizabeth when I solicit for the honor of a private audience with her in the course of this morning?
Oh, dear! Yes, certainly. I am sure Lizzie will be very happy. I am sure she will have no objection.
Dear ma'am, please do not go. Mr. Collins must excuse me. He can have nothing to say that anybody else need not hear. I'm going away myself.
No, nonsense, Lizzie. You must stay and listen to what Mr. Collins has to say. In fact, I insist on it.
Believe me, dear Miss Elizabeth, that your modesty, so far from doing you any disservice, rather adds to your other perfections. You would have been less amiable in my eyes had there not been this little unwillingness. But I assure you, I have your respected mother's permission for this address. You can hardly doubt that purport of my discourse. However, your natural delicacy may lead you to dissemble. My intentions have been too marked to be mistaken. Almost as soon as I entered the house, I singled you out as the companion of my future life. But before I run away with my feelings on this subject, perhaps it would be advisable for me to state my reasons for marriage, and moreover, for coming to Hertfordshire with the desire of selecting a wife, as I certainly did. My reasons are first, that I think it is the right thing for every clergyman in easy circumstances, like myself, to set the example of matrimony in his parish. Secondly, that I am convinced that you can add very greatly to my happiness. And thirdly, which perhaps I should have mentioned first, I have the advice and recommendation of the very noble lady, whom I have the honor of calling patroness. Twice has she condescended to give me her opinion on this subject, and it was but this very Saturday night before I left Hunsford, between our pools and quadrille, while Mrs. Jenkinson was arranging Miss de Bourgh's footstool, that she said,
Mr. Collins, you must marry. A clergyman like you must marry. Choose properly. Choose a gentlewoman for my sake and for your own. Make sure she is an active, useful sort of person. Not brought up high, but able to make a small income to go a good way. This is my advice. Find such a woman as soon as you can. Bring her to Hunsford, and I will visit her.
This has been my motive, my fair cousin, and I flatter myself it will not sink me in your esteem. And now nothing remains for me but to assure you in the most animated language of the violence of my affections. To fortune, I am perfectly indifferent. On that head, therefore, I shall be uniformly silent. And as you may assure yourself that no ungenerous reproach shall ever pass my lips on when we are married.
You are too hasty, sir. I've forgotten that I have made no answer. Let me do so now. Accept my thanks for the compliments you have paid me in your proposal, but it is impossible for me to do otherwise than to decline them.
I know it is usual for young ladies like yourself to reject the man they secretly mean to accept. So therefore I am by no means discouraged, and shall hope to lead you to the altar ere long.
I do assure you, sir, that I have no pretension to that kind of elegance which consists in tormenting a respectable man. My feelings in every way forbid it. Can I speak plainer?
You are uniformly charming, and I am persuaded that when sanctioned by the express authority of your excellent parents, my proposals will not fail to be acceptable.
Mr. Bennet! Come in here at once! We are all in an uproar! You must make Lizzie marry Mr. Collins, for she vows she will not have him, and if we do not make haste, Mr. Collins will not have her.
My dear, I do not know what you are speaking of.
Of Mr. Collins and Lizzie. Lizzie declares she will not have him, and Mr. Collins begins to say that he will not have her.
And what am I to do on the occasion? It seems a hopeless business.
Have a talk with her and tell her that you insist on her marrying Mr. Collins.
Then let her be called down. She shall hear my opinion.
Lizzie! Come down here at once!
My dear, I have called you on an important occasion. Your mother tells me that Mr. Collins has asked your hand in marriage. Is that true?
It is true.
And you have refused this offer of marriage, have you not?
I have, sir.
And Mrs. Bennet insists that you accept. Is this not so, Mrs. Bennet?
Yes, it is, or I will never see you again.
My dear, it seems that you have an important decision to make. If you decide not to marry Mr. Collins, your mother refuses to see you, and I will never see you again if you do.
Mr. Collins! Wait! Come back! We'll make her see reason! Mr. Collins!
Okay. Are we ready? Yes. Fail. I'm running out of tea there. I'm running out of tea.
Elizabeth!
Erland.
Oh,
Erland.
Persuaded that one's sanctioned by sanctioned. Bury this.
Wait, cut. It's cutting off your face.
My face?
Yes. Okay, I have to try it again.
No!
Where's the honey? Oh, I forgot to put the sugar back on the lid. Or a spoonful of honey as soon as you throw it like nothing else. Sugar, medicine, go down. Go down.
Okay.
I'm trying.
Ah.
that I have no pretension or whatever. That
Okay.
She has no pretension at all. She doesn't even know.
Okay.
Then that's all?
Yes.
Alright, just be like,
Like an octopus.
So you know what I've noticed, Lizzie, about these wonderful dresses?
what is that?
They have multiple purposes.
That is so true.
Like, for example, it's a cloak.
Or if you get caught in the rain,